So what's up, everybody? I see y'all coming into the stream, man. As y'all come into the stream, I ask that y'all like the video. Make sure you guys subscribe to the channel. Hit that notification bell, man. We out here live in Connecticut, man. You know what I'm saying? Your boy Big Ghostwriter gotta find some makeshift areas to stream from. But it don't matter, man. We got some content for you guys, or I got some content for you guys. We got a news story. We're going to be talking about the peace deal that President Trump is working on with Israel, man. You know what I'm saying? Is peace in Israel is so important. It's of utmost important, man. So we're going to be talking about that. I got a news story today for you guys. As y'all guys come into the stream, make sure y'all like the video for me. If you on a cell phone, just double tap the screen, like the video, subscribe to the channel, and hit that notification bell, guys, and we're going to get started in just a second. Man, Big Ghostwriter bringing y'all them live streams, man. We out here in the elements, baby. You feel what I'm saying? We out here in the elements, baby. Y'all ready to do this? Yeah, baby, that's Big Live. What's up, Jenny, baby? How you doing, sweetheart? If y'all haven't liked the video for me, make sure y'all like the video. Go ahead and double tap the screen, subscribe to the channel, hit that notification bell, all that good stuff. We getting ready to start right now. Y'all ready to go? Let's go ahead and get it, guys. So let me make sure I got the right story up first. We talking about Israel today, man. You know what I'm saying? Peace in Israel. I want to start off by giving President Trump a shout out, man. Real talk, man. You know what I'm saying? This is about America, man. This ain't about your party. This ain't about being a Republican. This ain't about being a Democrat. This ain't about none of that. This is about the business of America. And for the business of America, peace in Israel is the best thing. So let's go ahead and get to it. I already asked you guys, if y'all haven't liked the video, make sure y'all double tap the screen for me, subscribe to the channel, and hit that notification bell. Let's start cooking. So the source we have for this news story is The Independent, and it was published October the 11th, so just a day or so ago. I'm going to start off with this. What does peace in the Middle East mean to the rest of the world? Y'all, since we were children, y'all, we've heard people say peace in the Middle East. So you trying to say, as an American, what does peace in the Middle East mean to me? Ghost, why should we care? Ghost, why we keep getting involved in foreign conflicts? I'm going to tell you about that. Let's get to it. So the guns have fallen silent in Gaza, finally. The bombing ceased. That's for a Republican or that's for a Democrat. The Democrats' goal, if President Obama was still president, it would be to end that war for what's happening, for the bombing to cease and the guns to fall silent. So shout out President Trump. He's been working on that this entire time, him and Secretary Rubio. The Israeli troops are starting their withdrawal. Palestinian civilians are returning to what is left of their homes. Within a fortnight of this launching, the first tentative phase of the Trump peace plan is well underway, and it's ahead of schedule. A ceasefire, as the people of the region understand only too well, is not the same as the end of the war, and certainly not as yet the lasting peace that has eluded them for so long. So guys, just understand that just because we have a ceasefire in Israel, basically that's what they're saying, is the war is not over. So we could be clear about this. It's not necessarily the end of the war. And then as well, if you can say that it was the end, or it is, or is leading to the end of the war, we're hoping that it's leading to the end of the war. But what I'm saying, if you can say that it is a ceasefire, you know what I'm saying? I still say shout out President Trump. But the war is not over. I just want to be clear about that. It's just a ceasefire. We're trying to get this war over with. But for the moment, that's what we're talking about, the practical effect of a ceasefire and a peace deal is about the same. They're still working on a peace deal, but in the meantime, we're going to try to get the guns down, put the guns down. The immediate threat of death or injury has been lifted, and the remaining hostages will be coming home soon, and Palestinian prisoners will be released. We can now begin to hope that tensions will diminish, humanitarian aid will ease the famine, and the moment behind this initiative will become a little bit stronger. Requilo, hello, good morning. As you guys come in the stream, or if y'all are watching this after it was pre-recorded, I ask that you would double tap the screen for me, like the video, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell. We talking about the ceasefire in Israel, man, with Israel and Hamas. The stories from Politico. Let's keep going. No one with any experience or knowledge of the region quite shares Donald Trump's limitless optimism about an everlasting peace, but there are certainly grounds for hope, along with the cause for gratitude to the president for his efforts. I think, man, yes, we gotta thank President Trump for trying to bring peace in Israel. For us to say that there will be an everlasting peace in the Middle East, I would say, just like the critics are saying, that's a little optimistic. Guys, think about this. How long have the Christians and the Crusaders, or how long have the Christians and the Jews, or the Christians, the Muslims, and the Jews been fighting against each other? Man, they've been fighting each other for thousands of years. Good morning, Michael. So if we are aware that the Christians or the Jews and the Muslims, or the three of them, or some sort of combination of the three of them, have been fighting for thousands of years, I think it's a little It's super optimistic, I would say the least, to think that this will be a peace that will last forever and there will never be another bullet fired between the Palestinians or Hamas and Israel. You know what I'm saying? But nevertheless, it doesn't change the effort President Trump has made, you know what I'm saying, and his push for peace. As you guys come into the stream, I ask that y'all like the video, double tap on the screen, subscribe to the channel. Make sure you guys hit that notification bell. For Mr. Trump, it must feel poignant at this opportunity. Potentially historic moment coincides with the announcement of the latest winner of the Nobel Peace Prize, who was Maria Corina Machado, a Venezuelan opposition campaigner, in recognition of her tireless work for democracy. As it happens, Ms. Machado is an ally of Mr. Trump in resisting the dictatorial tendencies of Venezuelan President Nicolas Maduro. So maybe that helps President Trump. That's what people are saying. That's what Politico is saying. Mr. Trump is an improbable candidate for the role of Prince of Peace. Why are Politico saying that? Listen, I'll say maybe in President Trump's first term, I'm not sure, but I'm saying definitely in his last term. That's all we've been hearing him talk about is peace. He's been pushing peace. You know what I'm saying? So if you want, if you guys are what I'm gonna ask the stream, I'm gonna ask you guys, what do you guys think about President Trump? And do you guys think that he's worthy of the Nobel Peace Prize? Do you think he's been working hard enough to get peace in the world? You know what I'm saying? I do. But some think that he's improbable candidate for the Prince of Peace, and his authoritarian, anti-democratic tendencies cannot be discounted, nor can his inexplicable past achievements of Vladimir Putin over the unprovoked invasion of Ukraine. American trade policy, it is only fair to add, has also served to heighten international tensions. She is a worthy, literally, says Mr. Trump, should have received the award, but the president and his allies clearly believe he is unfairly overlooked. They should reflect on the fact that when the nominations closed in January, Mr. Trump was still backing Benjamin Netanyahu's unrestricted warfare and contemplate relocating the remaining Palestinian population from their homeland. So basically what I'm reading from this story about Politico is basically saying that the reason why President Trump hasn't got the Nobel Peace Prize because there wasn't a sustained peace in Israel or in Russia or Ukraine. You know what I'm saying? But look, guys, it's about what y'all think. Gary, what you think? Hey, Lopez, what you think? Do y'all think that President Trump is worthy of the Nobel Peace Prize? Do you guys think that he's been looked over? You know, maybe if you guys think that he's unworthy right now, then, you know, you could say that, hey, there's always next year or the year after. But I mean, I don't think that we can ever overlook someone who is actually fighting for peace, regardless of where President Trump stood on the issue 6 months ago or 12 months ago. What I'm saying is today the guns are down and the bums are quiet. And now with this bold and unexpected initiative, Mr. Trump, for all his obvious flaws and mixed record at home and abroad, is much more plausible candidate. Y'all hear what they saying now? President Trump today is a much more plausible candidate for next year's Nobel Peace Prize. What I have to add to that, I'll say President Trump, if you can get that war in Ukraine ended, there's no way in the world they can overlook you for that Nobel Peace Prize. Because I'm telling you guys, we don't look at or we don't realize how much the world was on fire when President Trump took office. If you ask Ghostwriter, I want to say, what's up, Samuel Ponce? We got one of my channel in the stream, man. I'll say, listen, Samuel, this is what I got to say. If you look at how much the world was on fire, bro, Asia was on absolute fire. So we got this Israeli war. Then you got a Ukrainian war. Then you got Pakistan and India. Then you got wars all over the world. For President Trump, he going throwing water on all the fires across the world. And the biggest two wars, I think that war in the Middle East, man, because they've been fighting in the Middle East for so long, man. What does peace in the Middle East mean for the rest of the world? I believe that war in the Middle East was like the biggest of all of the conflicts. So for him to come in, one of the reasons I supported VP Harris, because I was thinking that he can't handle this, man. You know what I'm saying? What he's doing right now, I knew he was going to do it. I knew he was going to get back at his opponents. His leadership style was kind of chaotic. I knew all of that was going to happen, and that's exactly what happened. But hey, look at the results. Let's talk about the results. Republican, Independent, or Democrat. The results is that the bombs have stopped in Israel and the guns have been put down. That's the results. Regardless of how you get there, regardless of how we talk about it, we can't look at President Obama and say that he brokered peace in the world and give him a peace deal and not do it for President Trump. It's just not right. Regardless if you think he's an authoritarian, regardless of what you think about him, the bottom line is, as the American president, he stepped forward and he has brokered a ceasefire between Israel and Palestine, if it can last. If that ceasefire can last, and if he brokers peace in Ukraine and Russia, there's no reason in the world that I could say that President Trump doesn't deserve a Nobel Peace Prize. Instead of the prospects of securing this most storied of prizes should give the U.S. president an additional incentive as the chair of the Board of Peace overseeing the process to keep his plan steady on his course and continue to use American power to that end. And that means pressuring Israel if need be. Guys, y'all know Big Ghost has been talking about this. Samuel, I think the business of America has been and always will be the dealings with overseas, America's overseas dealings with these nations, okay? It is very important and it's instrumental that the United States stand firm in dealing with these nations to keep our place in the world. I think that's the business of America. Now, that being said, President Trump, he handling that business. Regardless of how you get there, if you're a Republican, an Independent, or a Democrat, if you agree with his style or the way he does things or anything like that or not, the bottom line that's going to matter in the very, very end is, did he get it done? Did he broker peace or did he not broker peace? And to this point, it looks like he's brokering peace. The ultimate goal of a comprehensive regional settlement and what a peaceful and sovereign Palestinian nation may coexist with the state of Israel is one that has eluded many of the past noble literates such as Meacham, Begin, Anwar, Sadat, Yasser, Arafat, Yaskok, Rabin, and Shimon Peres, not to mention various of Mr. Trump's predecessors, as president of the United States. So he's going to talk about Barack Obama and some other people. However, he has played a role in brokering settlements in numerous international conflicts, even if that role is sometimes exaggerated. And the achievements that have so far come in the Middle East speak for themselves. When the president arrives in the region on Monday, he will enjoy the unfamiliar experience of being lauded by Israelis and Palestinians alike, as the popular phrase goes, who had that on their bingo card for 2025. So President Trump, y'all, is headed to the Middle East amidst attempting to broker this peace deal. You know what I'm saying? He's going to head over there. And basically what Politico is saying, as he goes over there, he doesn't just have the Israelis on his side, or he don't just have the Israelis who's trying to reach out to him, or the Israelis who's lobbying him for position. He don't just have the Israelis doing it. He's got the Muslim world doing it too. He's got the Palestinians doing it too. And I think that's important. That just shows the influence or power that President Trump has over this situation. And if you as an American, the only thing you should be concerned with is America. Throughout his 3.5 years he has left to be president, as an American, what you should be concerned with is that America keeps their place in the world as a world leader. If you have both sides of this argument looking to President Trump for some answers, you know what that shows me? You know what that tells me? That tells me that he's leading in this conflict. So regardless of how we get there, guys, and we're going to New York City next week. Factuals. This Tuesday, we got We the People 9. The Tuesday after, the 21st, you know what I'm saying? We ain't doing no vlog. The last vlog that we have coming out will be We the People 10, New York City, and it's going to be released October the 28th. Presently, I'm standing in Connecticut. You saying, Ghost, what you talking about? Then that means I got to travel to New York City. Okay, Ghost, Connecticut is right by New York City. Who cares if you got to travel to New York City? The point is there's about 4 or 5 ways to get to New York, man, from where I'm at. So President Trump took Route A. President Obama might take Route C. If it was a President Bernie Sanders, he might take Route B. What I'm saying, regardless of the route he take there, the only thing that matters is he get there, right? So what I'm saying, if he got to peace in Israel, y'all know that Big Ghost has been pushing this so hard. You know what I'm saying? It ain't no knock against Bibi Netanyahu, but my opinion, my feelings on the entire situation is that Bibi, he accomplished the goal that he was trying to accomplish. The goal was to have a nuclear-free Iran and to keep his people safe. How he planned to do that is to get Hamas and to push Hamas out of Palestine. The last 2 years, Bibi has been very successful with that. Israel has been very successful with that. What Ghost was saying, like Politico said, is that you starving women and kids, the women and children in famine, you know what I'm saying? That is too far and that's too much. And I've been solid with this. I have stood 10 toes with this, man. I have not budged, repeatedly preaching peace in Israel. And so on the very last live stream, when I preach peace in Israel, President Trump comes and says, Secretary Rubio's coming to President Trump. I'm talking about the same Thursday that I'm preaching this. This is the 4th or 5th sermon that I'm preaching peace in Israel. They talking about pressure and Bibi. That's what I was saying President Trump needs to do. Well, Marco, in the middle of a press conference, the same day Big Ghost gave y'all this information, comes with a letter and says a note to President Trump and said, hey, we got a deal, man. We need you. Come on. So if Ghost been pushing peace in Israel, and Big President T got peace in Israel, I'm saying, what we got, y'all, what are we arguing about this morning? Democrats, Republicans, Independent, this is a time for celebration for all Americans. And the reason why I could tell you why is if you go over to the Middle East right now, just like they said, the Muslims and the Israelis alike, they are both celebrating this deal. They are both jockeying for President Trump's attention. They are both lobbying. So that means that the American president is the leader of the free world in the Middle East. They're looking at him as the leader. The Israelis are saying, hey, President Trump, we want you. Can you do this for us? The Palestinians, even Hamas is saying, hey, President Trump, can you do this for us? They all are. Y'all don't believe me? Hamas is saying that. I promise you the Palestinians are doing that too. Listen, let me explain something. In Palestine right now, their country has been flatlined. I'm saying, look, it got our attention that the women and children were starving in some situations. That got our attention. But what didn't get your attention is that country has been flatlined. It needs to be rebuilt. So when they look at President Trump, they're looking at him as their hero or their savior, the Palestinians. I don't know if any other Palestinian looked at an American president like that, but Big President T is really popular in the Muslim world, man. He really good over there, man. You know what I'm saying? So that's just food for thought, guys. Republicans, independents, or Democrats, you know what Big Ghost do. He give y'all the truth. As you guys come into the live stream, I ask that y'all double tap the screen for me. If you on a cell phone, like the video, subscribe to the channel. Make sure you guys hit that notification bell. More importantly, Republicans, independents, and Democrats alike, jump down below in the comments. Let your voice be heard. I don't see how y'all could get down there, Democrats, this morning on Sunday morning and say anything besides congratulations, President Trump, for getting that peace deal. If President Biden would have got that peace deal, I would be saying congratulations. If President AOC get that peace deal, I'm going to say congratulations. Whichever American president get the peace deal, that's what I'm going to say. American presidents, international envoys, and the emirs, princes and kings, prime ministers and presidents of the region cannot, with all their power and riches, make a peace plan work unaided. You say, Ghost, why you stop right there? I'm going to say that for y'all one more time. The emirs, the princes, the kings, the prime ministers, the presidents, all their powers, their riches, they can't get peace in the Middle East. It took an American leader. If you don't have an American leader to broker that peace in the Middle East, you know who going to broker the peace? China? Russia? You're going to have another country who views themselves as a superpower or wants to be a superpower. They're going to step in that role and they're going to try to do what President Trump did. So him doing what he did, he is protecting American interests, not just for today, for the future, man. And I'm trying to tell you guys that if you guys don't understand that, that is very important. That is very important. That's the, in my opinion, that's the whole argument, or majority of the argument that the Democrats have against President Trump, is that he's going to give away something or give away America, man. But he's protecting the American interests with this peace deal, okay? That is a task principle for Palestinians and Israelis themselves. Both have shown formidable resilience and patience in times of war. Now they need to show that they are equally prepared to be resilient and patient in search of peace and a lasting settlement. They are literally early days in the struggle for regional stability, security, and prosperity. And like every peace process before it, this one will be marked by disappointments and periodic failures. I think a lot of that happened the first time, because so President Trump with Israel and Palestine, Israel and Hamas, he got some, when he first got in the White House, he got some prisoners released. And they had an initial ceasefire that didn't hold up. So what Politico is saying, that this is all a part of getting peace deals. You're going to have disappointments and periodic failures. What I'm saying is I think they kind of went through that. I think this peace deal, if you ask me, this one right here is going to be the one that holds for a little while. To say an everlasting peace, I don't think there'll be an everlasting peace in the Middle East. If I was President Trump, I wouldn't set those expectations for everlasting peace in the Middle East. But what I will say now is that I think this ceasefire right here will end up turning into a brokered peace deal, a full peace deal. That's what I think. I see Ritza. What's up, baby? How you doing, Ritza? If you guys have not liked the video, make sure y'all like the video, subscribe to the channel, hit that notification bell. If you're on a cell phone, all you got to do is double tap your screen, okay? The most dangerous moments are already predictable. Can Israel accept a truly sovereign Palestinian state? Look, this is what I got to say. I know where BB stands on this. And you got to understand where he stands on this. Any situation you in, it's always good to see both sides of the argument. I, myself personally, I am a Christian. As a Christian, I believe that the Hebrew people, the people in Israel, are the people of God. Me believing that, I'm a little bit biased towards Israel, but I understand where BB and the Palestinians are coming on this, okay? Me personally, I think though that should be the Israeli people's land. Good morning, Valerie. Thank you, sweetheart. Valerie in the stream with that $4.99 super chat, super sticker, super thanks. I guess, baby, like what we saying about Big President T this morning. Look, I'm gonna tell you this, guys. I thank you, sweetheart. I want to see everyone like that super chat for me. All of you guys, double tap that for me. Thank you. Look, let me tell you guys this, okay? Look, I personally have, like I said, advocated for the end of this war. I think it's the best thing for Israel, and of course it would be the best thing for the Palestinians that we end this war. So when President Trump, reacting so quickly, guys, I'm not saying it's Ghost that initiated it, but it don't matter who. All I'm saying is I said, and that last time I said it happened. I don't care. He pick up a phone, BB, we got to stop this war, man. One for whatever. I'm saying, if that, how can I hate on that? That is the best thing for America. Not only, listen to me, y'all, listen to me. What is this? What does these wars concern us? Why do we care about these wars? I'm getting into it now. What I'm telling y'all guys right here is so important. Why do we care about these wars? Because you have the largest nation in the world in landmass, and the second largest nation in the world in people. They're conspiring to take America's spot. China is conspiring. What does that mean to you? Do you want the Chinese leader to be the leader of the free world? Who do y'all want to be the leader of the free world? That's so important. You guys might not realize that, but Ghost realizes how important that is. We need an American leader, regardless if you like President Trump or not. You love your nation and you a patriot. We need an American leader to broke these peace deals, because that means that America is establishing itself, as the strongest nation in the world, and the American leader is the leader that the world needs to bring the peace. The leader of America is the leader the world needs to lead the world. Who else are we going to let lead the world? I don't care if you don't like President Trump. Let me ask the Democrats a second. Y'all get with me. Get with me, guys. I'm going to get into it right now. I want to talk to my Democratic friends for just a second. Where are my Democrats at? Y'all pop up in the stream. Let me know y'all here. Give y'all just a second, because I got something to tell y'all, man. I'm not talking to the people who don't love America. I'm not talking to the people who hate America. I'm talking to the people who will love America. This is what I want you to ask you. Who would you rather broker that peace deal? Xi Jinping or President Trump? Who would you rather broker the peace deal? President Trump or Vladimir Putin? Whoever is stepping forward as the leader will lead the world. We don't need any other leader to lead the world but the American president, and Ghost is standing solid on that. That's the business of America. These are literally early days, okay? In a struggle for regional stability, and President Trump is leading the force, leading the task, leading everything. What will be the fate of the illegal Israeli settlements on the West Bank? It might take only one Hamas-inspired suicide bomber in Jerusalem, a random barrage of missiles from South Lebanon into Israel, or one rogue IDF unit to set progress back. A peace process can easily lose its momentum. That is precisely why the entire international community needs to set aside any legitimate grievances against President Trump and get behind the plan, period, point blank. There ain't nothing else to talk about. And you say, Ghost, why you say that? The reason why I say that is because we said earlier, the Emirs, the princes, none of the Israelis, the Muslim world, the Middle East cannot broker that peace deal. They couldn't do it. I don't know if China could have done it. I don't know if Russia could have done it. So if you can't bring the peace deal and President Trump can, and he is, then why wouldn't you get behind his plan? Unless you got a legitimate reason for why you think it wouldn't work. But I'm saying if you voice that legitimate reason why you think that peace plan don't work, I think President Trump will listen to it. Get behind the plan. Particular in financial support for the rebuilding of Gaza, gotta rebuild Gaza. And in offering security guarantees. You're gonna need security in Gaza. President T, man, baby, I'm speaking to you, baby. You know what I'm saying? If you want an everlasting peace, you're going to need security in Gaza that isn't Israel, and I don't know if they could be Muslim. Because I don't care, Saudi Arabia, so say you get a peace force from Saudi Arabia, or say from Jordan, a country that Israel is kind of, they're not really at odds with. I'm saying still in all, having the Muslims there, in my opinion, it could still, to me, I mean, they're not Hamas. I mean, they're not attacking Israel. But to me, it can still lead to, because you just got to understand what's going on over there. You got to understand Iran. You got to understand Hamas. You got to understand the mind and the mentality of a hater. And Hamas as an organization is an organization of haters. You say, Ghost, you tell organization of haters, bro. Whenever they see Saudi Arabia come in, or they see Jordan, or they see whatever peace force come in, I don't care if it's the United Nations, whatever peace force they see come in to Gaza, they gonna be hating hard. I think within a year or two, just like Politico is saying, that, you know, we could be looking at more of what we were looking at before. Because as I said when I first started the stream, that the Christians, the Jews, and the Muslims have been fighting for thousands of years in some way, form, or fashion. The Independent has always had a global perspective built on a firm foundation of suburb international reporting and analysis. The Independent now enjoys a reach that is inconceivable when it was launched as an upstart player in the British news industry. For the first time since the end of the Second World War and across the world, pluralism, reason for progressive aid and humanitarian agenda and internationalism, independent values are now under threat. Yet we, the Independent, continue to grow. If you guys have not liked the video, if you on the cell phone, all you got to do is double tap your screen. I ask you guys, like the video, subscribe to the channel. Make sure you guys hit that notification bell. Also, guys, everyone is welcome in this stream. Republicans, Independents, and Democrats. It don't matter. I welcome everybody. If you're an American, come on in here, jump down in the comments, let your voice be heard. All I ask is that you be respectful to other people and their opinions. One last thing, guys, we do got to pay the bills. So I want to ask you guys, if you guys want to donate to the channel like my girl did earlier, you know what I'm saying? I would appreciate it so much, like my girl Valerie did. All you guys got to do is just hit the button with the $ in it. Super chat, super thanks, super stickers, man, all of that good stuff. You know what I'm saying? Hit the button with the $ in it, and your donations are truly appreciated. Guys, y'all see what Valerie did? That was a sticker, I think, that $5 donation. Guys, I want to promote those channel memberships, man. I'm trying to get a channel member every time we stream, man. Real talk, man. Like, I think the most channel members we had in 1 month to be added, I think was February this year. We added 63 channel members. So in the last, I would say, what it's been, about 30 days, We've added about 35 channel members. So guys, those channel memberships, they start at $2.99. If you become a channel member, you do not have to pay the fees next month. Is month by month. You can decide if I'm delivering good enough content. All you got to do is hit that button with that $sign in it, and your donations are much appreciated. Let me jump down here to get a couple of them. Ozzy, my boy Ozzy, I'm gonna go ahead and add my boy Ozzy as a moderator, man. You know what I'm saying? If you guys come in here all the time and you guys participate in the conversation, of course, I will let you guys have a real voice in here. Ozzy says, were you one of those screaming free Palestine? Nah, I wasn't screaming free Palestine at all. I think that's a democratic talking point. You know what I'm saying? I said I'm a Christian and I support Israel, so I never scream free Palestine. But what I'm saying as a human being, seeing women and children being starved to death, seeing a nation that was in famine, as a human being, seeing Israel's opponent being put down and stomped down. Israel stumped down Hamas. President Trump flexed American muscle and by bombing Iran. So I'm saying, why we gotta say free Palestine? It ain't no free Palestine. We gotta say Israel stop stomping Palestine. That's what we had to say. You see what I'm saying? I'm saying, like, guys, I've said this 1,000 times. Let me explain something to you. If I got in a fight with somebody, okay? And say I had 10 people, they were sitting there and they just watching. And I get in a fight with somebody, I'm just chilling, bro. A lot of times I just be minding my business. And somebody come up and they start something. So they came up and started something. And they started punching on me. And I defended myself and I gave him a black eye. Now he laying on the ground. He came try to beat me up and I put him down. And then I got my big homeboy, the United States, to come over and make sure he down and kick him in his forehead. Now he on the ground and he bleeding. He black-eyed, bloodied, and bleeding on the ground. That's what Israel did to Hamas. That's what Israel did to Iran. Israel beat them up, got them on the ground, they bleeding. So I'm saying they on the ground and they bleeding. So my question is, why did Israel, while they on the ground and bleeding, you over there stomping and kicking them? That's not a mentality of free Palestine. That's a mentality of overkill. If you come across looking like a bully, the rest of the world gonna turn against you. That's what that was. It wasn't me saying free Palestine. I don't have nothing against Muslims. One of my best friends in the whole world is a Muslim. We want peace in the world. We want unity in the world. We want an age of peace and prosperity for the entire world. That's what we want. So, guys, this ain't no new news, but it is new news. It's a ceasefire. And we happy for that. In Israel, guys. Rissa says we have to hold both Israel and Palestine accountable accordingly. But this is what I'm saying. How you going to hold Israel accountable when they were attacked? You know, one of the first countries that came to the United States aid during 9/11, Israel just basically, Rissa, had a 9/11 type event where they had thousands of their civilians killed in a terror attack. So I'm saying, how can we hold Israel responsible for being attacked? I'm saying, bro, listen, the Iranian supreme leader coming on TV all the time saying death to Israel, death to America, bro. If you keep on threatening me and I come over there and slap the fire from you, I'm saying, how you gonna blame me for being slapped? You kept threatening me. They keep threatening Israel. They keep shooting rockets in Israel, Miss Ritza. So I don't think that's a fair analysis. They don't want Israel where, listen, research. How many times the Hebrews or the people that's living over there in that land, how many times have they been ran from their land? It's just in the 40s, 50s, or 60s when Israel got their independence where they started calling all the Israelis back to the homeland. So if I got a neighbor, if I'm completely surrounded, in the 60s, all of the Muslim nations together attempted to attack Israel, right? So if I'm completely surrounded by enemies, and they're not just enemies, they're literally attempting to attack me, I'm saying what I'm supposed to do. Exactly what Israel's doing. I think Israel is defending itself. And I just think they were being over aggressive about defending themselves. That's all it is. I don't think Israel is the wrong in this situation at all. But Miss Ritza, I appreciate your opinion. And I agree with you. You do have to hold Israel responsible if they are wrong. But in this situation, they are not wrong. They were viciously attacked. And BB just trying to defend himself, and he trying to make sure that it doesn't happen again. They're tired of having to keep defending themselves against the bully next door. So I understand that, man. I understand where BB coming from. It's just that he didn't see it. Look, he in the fight, and he blind, and he fighting, and he swinging, and he don't understand that he didn't beat his opponent up. He got him bloodied and bruised, and he didn't beat him up, and he just won't he just won't stop swinging. I think that's what that situation was. He just wouldn't stop swinging. But saying that BB is like, nah, I don't believe that. Them classifying BB as a war criminal, it's just because of that situation that they classify him like Putin. BB is not no Vladimir Putin though, Miss Ritza. He's nowhere close. How many Israeli journalists have been killed? How many civil rights violations BB have against his own people? His own people. I'm talking about Putin is accused of killing his own people. So saying he a war criminal, yeah, I think you could say that before he even started a war, he was a criminal. He a gangster, he a thug. BB got charges in Israel, but he's not Vladimir at all. Nowhere close. That's my thoughts, guys. Make sure if y'all haven't liked the video, y'all double tap the screen, subscribe to the channel, hit that notification bell. We got one more story, guys. This is from Reuters. It was published yesterday. We're just going to continue, but we're going to talk about the actual specifics of a ceasefire between Israel and Hamas, because it's holding in Gaza for the third day. 3 days. Think about that. 3 days. Put the guns down, put the bombs down, and cease all the nonsense, y'all, for 3 days. And it's holding. And then the expected release of Israeli hostages and Palestinian prisoners and an address by President Trump to Israel's parliament. You know Ghost's going to be watching that. Thousands, y'all listen. For the people who think that the Palestinians or the Muslims aren't feeling President Trump at all, thousands of Palestinians continue to travel north towards Gaza City. The focus of Israeli attacks over the past 2 months, hopefully, the ceasefire will bring an end to the war. You think President Trump, you think the Muslim people do not understand how much influence that President Trump has on Bibi Netanyahu? You think the Muslim people do not understand how much influence President Trump has over Israel? They understand that. So that's why they calling him President Trump too. They want their voice to be heard. They want their sides to be heard. There's a lot of joy among the people, said Abdul Abu Sida, adding that the joy was tempered by exhaustion after 2 years of war that has destroyed much of Gaza. Israel hostages coordinator Gal Hirsch, in a letter to relatives of the captives seen by Reuters, said it was expected that the hostages would start being released by Monday. Praise God, man. Under the ceasefire agreement, Hamas is due by noon on Monday to release the remaining hostages taken captive on October 7, 2023, when the group's militants launched the surprise attack on Israel that ignited the war. So, Miss Rita, we always have to stay focused on the fact that Hamas started this conflict. You see what I'm saying? Yeah, that wind blowing, boy. Hamas started this conflict. So we got to realize that. We got to remember that Hearst on Thursday said a task force will be formed to help find the remains of any dead hostages that Hamas could not locate. 20 of the 48 hostages are known to be alive. Trump is due in Israel on Monday to address the the parliament before traveling to Sharm el-Sheikh in Egypt for a world leaders summit on Israel ending the Gaza war. Listen to that, y'all. President Trump is traveling to Egypt for a world leaders summit. Let me call the world leaders over to Egypt and let's talk about ending this war. And sitting at the top of the table, it don't matter if you like them or not. Sitting at the top of the table, if you an American, he got that red, white, and blue on. So as we see President Trump take over, seeing America still being in the driver's seat in the world is the business. America first. Yeah, America first means that America is the dominant power in the world. That's what that means. People have talked about President Trump and isolationism and all that stuff, and maybe so with the terrorists. I mean, look, you can have that argument. But as far as America being the world leader, that is going to remain the same. Hearst on Thursday said that the task force will be formed to help find the remains of any dead hostages. Trump's envoy, Steve Witkoff, and Jared Kushner addressed a rally in Tel Aviv on Saturday, which many Israelis hope will be the final one, urging the release of the hostages and the end of the war. The United States, along with Egypt, Qatar, and Turkey, mediated what has been described as the first phase agreement between Israel and Hamas for a ceasefire and the release of the hostages and prisoners and detainees by Israel. For 2 years, we have been waiting for this day. All of us feel happy for the family and the hostages that finally we will see them, and Demonstrator Dala Yosef thanking President Trump. Okay. Israel's prison service said that it had transferred some Palestinian prisoners to other facilities ahead of their expected release. The Israeli Ministry of Justice has released the names of 250 Palestinians convicted of murder and other serious crimes that are freed under the deal. The list does not include senior Hamas commanders and the Islamist militant group that sought to free or prominent figures that other factions like Ahmad Sadat. However, there has not expected to derail the agreement. That's good, man. That's letting me, you know, that whatever President Trump and Israel and Turkey and Qatar, whatever they said to Hamas, Hamas got the point. They said it's time to move on. Guys, give me just a second. I see Miss Rita down there. She says, love and respect Islam and Christianity. Remember, they are connected. Islam acknowledges Christianity. And likewise, people don't want to hear it, but it's all true. That is so true. I've been one of the first, only people to acknowledge that, especially from the Christian world. I don't know if you'll ever get an acknowledgement from the Muslim or a Muslim person. Look, those religions are called the Abrahamic religions because they all believe in Abraham being the father of their religion. So the Jews believe that, the Muslims believe that, and the Christians. So with them going at each other, Miss Rita, it's like brothers that are fighting. And they're constantly at war. They're constantly battling. But what Miss Rita said is, yeah, that is true. Like, I heard someone who told me that yesterday. They told me that the Quran and the Bible, you know what I'm saying? Not saying that, because of course, if you're a Christian, you believe that Jesus is the Savior. But the Muslims, they don't believe Jesus is the Savior. They believe he was a prophet. They believe he was like the first prophet. He's not the final prophet. They believe another prophet's coming, and the Jews believe that too. But saying that they are connected, yes, they are very connected. That's why they always fighting. You don't see the Hindus fighting with the Christians. Or you don't see the Muslims. Well, the Muslims are kind of like a violent people, so they kind of fight with everybody. But I'm saying, I mean, you don't really. It's not really a big deal with Muslims going at Hindus or Muslims going at any other religion besides Christians. So yes, that's why they're always fighting. Israel is also to release 1,700 Palestinians who were detained in Gaza since October 7, 2023, and 22 Palestinian minors, along with the bodies of 360 militants. Israeli Defense Minister Israel Katz, that's a cool name for this. If you're the Israeli Defense Minister and your name is Israel, said that once the hostages were returned, the military would destroy underground tunnels in Gaza built by Hamas. That's a really good idea. Palestinians returning to northern Gaza have described widespread devastation. Rescue workers warned there would be unexploded ordnance and bombs in the area. So basically all that's saying is that they have a lot of work to do. It's not over yet. We are hopeful to return to Gaza, but at the same time, we have bitter feelings about the destruction, he said. Also describing seeing human remains scattered along roads. Imagine that that war is still going on. Right now, there's no bombs dropping. Right now, there's no guns being fired, right now. But there's still human bodies scattered along the roads everywhere. There's destroyed buildings. There's famine, women and children. So what I'm saying as a human being who cares, there are a lot of Americans who don't care. Not just Americans, there are a lot of citizens of the world who do not care. All they care about is what's going on in their own neighborhoods and communities. But what I'm saying for America and the business of America being the superpower in the world and needs to remain the superpower in the world, for the business of America, America brokering that peace deal matters to all of us. President Trump brokering that peace deal. All of those people over there are getting killed, the Muslims and the Jews. The women and the children who's starving. If you are a human being and you care about other humans, we don't live in South Africa. We don't live in Canada. We don't live in Brazil. We live in the United States of America, and it matters to see the American president leading on the world stage. That is very important. For many years before the existence of America, for many years before the 1900s, we've seen many countries lead the world. Many countries lead the world. We've seen the Romans, we've seen the Greeks, we've seen the Russians attempt, we've seen the Chinese. You got to know history. So since the end of the world wars, there's been no leader, no country in the world who has led the world as well as America has led. I don't care if the Chinese want a chance. I don't care if the Russians want a chance. We can, Miss Rita, we cannot trust Vladimir Putin to lead the world. We cannot trust Xi Jinping to lead the world. You have to care about human rights in order to have that spot. And those guys do not care about human rights, and they do not care about the law. And that's point blank, period, man. We are joyful to return to Gaza City. At the same time, we have bitter feelings about the destruction, he said, describing seeing human remains scattered along the roads. Okay? Guys, if y'all have not liked the video, I ask y'all like the video, subscribe to the channel, make sure y'all hit that notification bell. Also, guys, keep those comments coming. Let's keep the discussion coming. I know we started on Sunday. We started a lot later than, we usually start. But, guys, we still rocking and rolling with the news story. Been about 1 hour, guys, okay? Also, one last thing. If you guys want to donate to the channel, super chat, super stickers, super thanks, they all start at 99 cents. Or if you guys want to become a channel member, That's what I'm looking for. Them channel memberships, they only $2.99. That's the best way to support the channel. Just hit the button with the $sign in it. All of you guys' donations are much appreciated. I appreciate you guys showing up today. I appreciate you guys showing love today. I'm going to take a few seconds. I'm going to get out the way, guys. I'm still in Connecticut. I'm going to be here till Monday, next Monday, that is, at least till next Monday, you know what I'm saying? And then we're going to move on to end the tour in New York. Let me bump out the way for just a moment, man. Y'all can see this gorgeous lake out here. And then we'll go ahead and open up the floor for all of you guys to have any kind of chat and discussion that you wanted to have. I just had to come on here, bro. I had to do that stream because I was preaching peace. And as I was preaching peace, it's like President Trump heard that sermon and he said, Ghost, I agree. And he picked up the phone and the guns are down. We trying to rebuild. Next, we got to go to Ukraine. I think we talking about Ukraine tomorrow. And I know President Trump's busy. He got to shut down at home. He's in the Middle East right now, working out the end of that peace deal. He real busy. And while he busy, Putin over there acting stupid. But all Putin got to know is we going to be finished in Israel in a week or two, buddy. We going to have all of that ironed out and everything. And when we get done in Israel, Vladimir, we looking for you, dog. Well, as soon as we get finished in Israel, Vladimir, we going to come knock on your door, man. So I'm going to give you guys just a second, man, out here on the lake, man. And then whenever I come back, we'll go ahead and close the stream. As I said, guys, we've been streaming for about an hour. I came through, I saw, I conquered, I delivered the news, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to walk a little bit closer down here to the lake. All my nature lovers, where my nature lovers at? You know what I'm saying? If you guys love politics and you love nature, you got to be Ghost's best friend. You know, I ain't going to try to stay on here too long. Because I know people, it's Sunday, man, people going to church and everything like that. And a lot of my viewers, I say the majority of my viewers, they are church goers. They probably didn't wake up this morning and jump on YouTube, man, to listen to Ghostwriter talk about that Israeli peace plan. But I had to get that stream out and done with it. You know what I'm saying? I had to. But yeah, man, big Ghost out here in Connecticut, man. You know what I'm saying? I've been in Connecticut on the tour. I think it's like the 15th or 16th state. I'm losing count for real. Been out here for 90 days, you know what I'm saying? 3 months. You know what I'm saying? Got probably about 10 more days or so. Like I said, we're going to end the tour in New York City. You know what I'm saying? That's going to be next week. You know what I'm saying? We're going to New York City and we're going to be streaming out there in NYC. And we're going to end the tour out there in NYC. So that being said, man, big Ghost out here in Connecticut, man, I apologize to you guys, but man, I be trying to bring y'all good content, man. You know what I'm saying? While I go on an outdoor nature tour and I'm in my car or I'm in a hotel room, we did that the beginning of the year. The Texas tour, we did all those streams in Wyndham hotels the entire year, guys. On the Texas tour, Wyndham hotels. You know what I'm saying? I said the entire year, my bad, the entire tour. It was for about 85 days. So about 2 weeks longer than this tour. But we did Wyndham hotels, guys. We were all over Texas, December 31st through like March 25th. So I said this time, man, I wanted to bring y'all content from out here, man. You know what I'm saying? Outside, baby. Outside, man. Starting in Tennessee at the bottom of the Appalachian Trail. Like, I might as well went up the whole trail, right? Starting in Tennessee at the bottom of the trail, man. Went to the lake. We went to lake by lake. So we went to the first lake. Lake Michigan. The whole tour we've been at a lake. But then the second major lake we went to was Lake Erie. And then we got back on the Appalachian at the very top of the Appalachians in New York, upstate New York. Is so gorgeous out there, man. Really want to stay out there, man. That's really, if I had to pick a region, that's probably the region I pick. But we started like, not the region, if I had to pick an area. The region, of course, is New England. That's where I'm at. You know what I'm saying? So we started, we went to New York next. You know what I'm saying? If you guys following the content. And from New York, you know what I'm saying? We went through Massachusetts. We out here in Connecticut. Like I said, be out here in Connecticut for the remainder of this week. And then next week, we're going to move it back to New York. And then we're probably going to set it down in New York or somewhere in New England. You know what I'm saying? I can't tell you. It might be Rhode Island. It might be New Hampshire. It's just going to be somewhere in New England. You know what I'm saying? That being said, man, it's so gorgeous out here this morning, y'all. Blessed and thankful. That's how I wake up starting every day, baby. Blessed and thankful. Blessed and thankful. Yes, indeed. So, guys, I'm going to open up the stream for you guys. Anything you guys want to talk about, man. You know what I'm saying? I did get a little donation today. So, if you guys want to just chit-chat about some different stuff, man, I'll sit in the car with you guys for a minute. You know what I'm saying? Any kind of question you guys have to ask me, go ahead and throw it down below in the stream. I'll try to get to all of them. Mr. Ritza. I'm sorry, Mr. Ritza. You know what I'm saying? I was saying miss, but I apologize about that, Mr. Ritza. I appreciate that. $20 to rap the first verse of Roses by okay. 20 bucks. Hey, get that to your mama, man. Now let me stop. I'm sorry, y'all. I apologize. Hey, roses don't really smell like that, though. That's just entertainment. You know what I'm saying? People could say stuff for entertainment. Like, you saying some entertainment stuff is different than facts. You know what I'm saying? I can't sit there with a grown person, a 70-year-old who got a mind of a child. I can't sit there. I can't get there with you. You know what I'm saying? If you come up to me and you say A, B, and C about this dude, I'm going to go see if what you're saying is true. I'm going to see for myself. If I don't see it, you keep talking about it. I can't get there with you. That's your mind and your mentality. I can't get there with you. That's your thing. Do your thing. You hear me? Do your thing. We just know it ain't true. You know what I'm saying? Roses don't smell like boo-boos. That's a lie. But I mean, if you sing the song, I know you really think. If you singing a song, you know what I'm saying? If you singing a song is a song. But roses don't smell like that. Roses smell like lawsuits. To me, roses smell like new cases. That's all it smells like. I just need a reason. You know what I'm saying? Some people come messing with me, but they don't give me a reason. Give me the reason. You can talk all that tough talk you want to talk. Give me a reason. The only reason, listen, the thing that you could do to me, the harder you gonna pay. If you come up to me and say you ugly, you might not pay that much. You might just get slapped. I might go in your pocket some kind of way, but you might not pay that much. But if you come up to me and you do something that you ain't, you're going to pay for it. And they know you're going to pay. Most definitely. Ain't no doubt. Bo Gardner, he's saying that, man, go ahead. Listen, if you want to donate to the channel, man, just hit the button with the $sign in it, man. You know what I'm saying? And I appreciate those donations. You know what I'm saying? You want to give me 10 euros or 100 euros, man, I'll take it. You know what I'm saying? Bo Gardner, I would appreciate any kind of donations. You know what I'm saying? You have a good day as well. Let's see. Thomas says, I think you mean West Asia. Yeah, maybe so. Ronald, I hear what you're saying, my brother. I hear you. I hear you. I hear you. So, guys, if that's it, man, we'll go ahead and get out of here. I'll give y'all a few more minutes, man. You know what I'm saying? To end the stream, man, I just want to say, man, I do have active cases, bro, and it ain't nothing nobody could say or do, bro. I'm a experienced litigant, experienced. This ain't my first rodeo. This ain't my first federal case. It's not my fifth. It's not my first time filing in Mississippi a federal case. I filed federal cases all over America. 5, 6 different states. U.S. Court of Appeals is my favorite court. You know what I'm saying? I think that's important for my enemies or my opposition to know that. I don't care what you say. You can say whatever you want to say. You know what's coming. Non-stop. Non-stop. I told my ops, they were saying something about dismissing the case. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what they talking about. I don't know how they would know anything about the case. The people that's talking, the people don't have nothing to do with the case. They didn't even get sued. The people talking ain't get sued. They have nothing to do with the case whatsoever, but they know everything that's going on with the case, or so they say. I told my ops, bro, if you did get rid of that case, bro, now you got 2 of them. You take 1, you get 2. What have you accomplished? You got another lawsuit. That's your payment. You take 1, you get 2. You take 2, you get 5. We start in federal court. If they can't see what I'm saying, we'll go to state, we'll go to county. I'll take you to the justice of the peace, appealing on every level. You're looking at 11 or 12 lawsuits. Non-stop. All I need is 3 stamps and about 10 hours to prepare. So it don't matter what my opponents say, bro. I could care less. It's meaningless. You can say whatever you want to. That's not going to change what's coming. You're going to be held responsible for your actions. That's regardless. Guys, that's my time. That's my time, baby. I don't see nobody else down there saying nothing. So I just want to say I appreciate you guys stopping in on this Sunday morning, man. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people still sleep. A lot of people going to church, or the ones who weren't asleep or going to church. You know what I'm saying? I started at a different time than I usually start. So, you know what I'm saying? That is what that is. Brian says rap isn't music, it's criminal. I think that's a closed-minded way of looking at something. Oh, you said watching football like a real man? Yeah, that's what's up. I'm going to watch football too. But I'm saying you saying that about rap music. I'm saying you saying it's criminal. So Drake music is criminal. Drake singing a love song to a girl is criminal. That's what I'm saying. That's stereotyping, that kind of language. We don't like stereotyping, Brian. You know what I'm saying? Rap music, like gangster rap music, probably is criminal. It might be. I don't know. But I'm saying, just saying that, nah, bro, we don't do that, man. You said a rapper who plays an instrument. Listen, I'm 45 years old, bro. I used to make rap music when I was younger. But today, at 45, I'm not a rapper. So I can't support rappers like, I'm not gonna, like, I mean, come on, man. You ain't see, I'm not a rapper. So I can't sit here and like stick up for a rapper like talking about, but I'm saying you just saying that rap music is criminal. What? Cause a dude listen to rap and don't play no instruments, he a criminal. Bro, that's kind of. But I ain't hating on you though, because it's a lot of people who think like that. That's why you need black people on every level of your government who you can look at every day. So if you decide to say that, hey, we think this or we think that about black people, if you had a black person there with you who can explain a black person's mentality, it's very good for you to have a black person there with you on every level of government. You know what I'm saying? So they can understand that mentality. You said rap glorifies crime, Brian. It does do that. And it's not all rap songs do. Finding myself at today. That's what I'm saying. Drake got a lot of songs that don't glorify crime at all. Not just Drake, Kendrick Lamar. There's a lot of people. Even with Tupac's songs of glorifying crime, y'all excuse me, my little roof need a little work. You know what I'm saying? Even with Tupac making songs that glorify crime, he still made some really good, knowledgeable things. He said some things. That's what I'm saying, man. Like, that's a closed-minded view of life, just saying that rap music is criminal. It glorifies crime. It's a closed-minded view, Brian. You know what I'm saying? Not there. Everything isn't bad. There, I would say, you know, even the bad things, is everything about a bad thing isn't bad. There's gonna be good about some bad things too. You just gotta pick what you need or what you want out of it. But I feel where you coming from, though. Carol, what's up, baby? She says, hello, Jesus Christ is beautiful. Yes, indeed. Thank you for that, baby, especially on this Sunday with your boy Ghostwriter. As y'all come in the stream, man, while I'm still in here with y'all, I ask that y'all double tap the screen, like the video, subscribe to the channel. Make sure y'all hit that notification bell. Also, if someone wants to donate to the channel, boy, that'll keep Ghost in here with y'all all day. All you got to do is hit that button with the dollar sign in it, man. Your donations are much appreciated. Brian says it's not about black or white. Yeah, I know you. I didn't take it like that, Brian, like you were saying it was racist. You just talking about the music. You don't care if a white man making the music or a black man. You just said the rap music, it was criminal. I agree with the way that you said it. I don't think it's nothing wrong with the way that you said it. I just don't think that rap, you can't say that every rapper who makes a song is a criminal. You could say that a lot of rappers make the song, they rap about their lifestyle or what they seeing. I mean, you seen Straight Outta Compton. You know what I'm saying? That's what they doing. They rapping about the environment. But you know what I'm saying? You saying that they just criminal. That's the wrong way to look at it. The military don't look at it like that. I promise you. The military don't look at the people in the community as being criminal. Even how President Trump is describing it, that's not how they're looking at it. They're looking at it as what are the problems that causes systemic crime? It's poverty. It's lack of education. So the military go to communities trying to feed people and giving them hope in the future. And usually that does bring down crime. If you give a man $10 million, I'm saying, what he gonna do? He gonna buy a lot of drugs? But I'm saying if you give him 10 million, I don't think he probably ain't gonna be robbing nobody for no food. He probably ain't gonna be jacking no cars. If you give a man $10 million, you're gonna cut out 90% of the crimes that he will ever commit. I've seen it happen. You give the rappers money, they go from their black neighborhoods to the rich neighborhoods. Yeah, you cannot take the hood out of or whatever. They still hood. But I'm saying they're not going to be living the same life that they was living before they got the money. I think the problem is, as a Christian, they need Jesus. That's number one. But if you're not a Christian and you want a solution, a political solution to that problem, the political solution is to end poverty. If you want to keep people poor, the payment for keeping people in poverty is crime. If you keep people poor, you're going to have a lot of crime in that area. If you burn that area down, like they want to get rid of poor people, if you burn that, or homeless people, you burn that area down, you know what's going to happen, Brian? The people who got money, they're going to come after you, or they're going to come after the next level on the bottom to step on. I don't think the problem is stepping on rappers. It ain't stepping on black people. It ain't stepping on nobody. The issues that we are having with poverty, that's the problem. It's poverty. It's lack of education. It don't have nothing to do, in my opinion, Brian, with just the music and they just being criminal. That's just how I feel. Oh, Brian, thank you for serving in the National Guard. He said the Democrats shut down our youth center. Man, what's wrong with the Democrats? He said Democratic plantation. You know, I hear that so much, Brian. A Democratic plantation. Why do y'all say that? Listen, bro, I could say that. Listen, when people give arguments, I don't go against their arguments because a lot of times people have truth in what they're saying. They might not have the full view of the situation, or they might not have the full truth, but a lot of times you can get some truth out of what people are saying. I heard people say a lot about Democratic plantations, and I understand the history of the Democratic Party, but what I'm saying, you can't say that about all Democrats. AOC, she fights for the people. Jasmine Crockett fights for the people. Kamala Harris fights for the people. It's certain politicians fight for the people that I know of. Those are Democrats. I could call some Republicans too. But you didn't say a Republican plantation. You said a Democratic plantation. So, Brian, there's Democrats who fight for people. And there's a lot of Republicans who do too. But I'm talking about the Democrats. Man, Brian, who got that much money? All them zeros, them trillions. Who got them trillions? Tell them to send me a couple of trillions. Oh, he put an E on it. Let them know that's European money. You said education is free, but you can't make everybody go to a library. That's what I'm saying. You got to realize that. When we make rules and we make laws, so we are trying to unify the world. And you say, Ghost, how long will it take to do that? Like, so how are we going to start? We're going to start by teaching people that racism is stupid. You ain't no better than nobody because of the race, the color you are. You can't unify if you divide, and race is one way that everybody uses to divide us. So we're going to tell them that racism is stupid, and we're going to kill the poverty. If you look at it like that, listen, I'm going to tell you this, and I'm going to do a stream on this. I was going to do a stream on this before. I don't see no way that the world doesn't turn to socialism. That's not a conspiracy theory. That's facts. Moving forward, I don't see no way in the world, Brian, that the whole world don't turn to socialism. I'm going to tell you why. You can see it right now. You think President Trump is being authoritarian? Maybe not you, Brian, but some people are. But I'm saying maybe he is, but he's just competing or keeping up with China and Russia. That's what I believe. Another thing is that when AI comes, you're going to have a lot of money, a lot of rich people, a really good stock market, and 20% unemployment. So I'm saying, how are you going to pay all those people or support all those people who won't be working when AI cuts their jobs, those low-paying workers? Are you going to have a monthly stipend for all Americans? That's socialism. You picking and choosing businesses and saying that's socialism. I'm not saying that all socialism is bad. I'm not saying that socialism is good. All I'm telling you is facts. That's what ghosts do. I bring you facts and truth, and I let you decide. I'm going to bring you facts and truth with the way that I look at it, and you decide. That's how I believe. You know what I'm saying? Who down here? Unprovoked says, Unprovoked says, both parties are problems. Don't view political parties as religions or clubs. Laugh out loud. Then one is all good and one is all bad. That doesn't make sense. It's not accurate. I agree with that. What he said, like that's just big. Like, all political parties aren't bad. Both parties do have problems. Both parties there's good in both parties, there's bad in both parties. One is not all good and one is not all bad. If that was the facts, I think that we would have been rid of the party that's all bad. But you can't tell a Republican that, and you cannot tell a Democrat that. But the people in the middle, they can see it. Just look at it like this, Brian. If you have say you the daddy, and you have a brother and a sister in an argument, but you daddy, you love both of them. I love the brother and I love the I can't sit here. What's up, Miss Lori? She says, good morning, go. She says she slept in today. She said, y'all chilling in the chat here on this Sunday, man. We just got a couple of people in here. You know what I'm saying? I was in here with Brian. I just decided to stay in here, man, and keep talking because he's having an interesting conversation. But what I'm saying, though, Brian, we can't say that all Republicans are good, and you can't say that all Democrats are bad. Or you can't say that all Democrats are good and all Republicans are bad. That just it doesn't make sense. And I agree with unprovoked. It makes absolutely no sense. I mean, I understand if I was a Republican, but I wouldn't be promoting that Republicans is the party and Democrats are evil. All Democrats are evil and all Democrats are bad. That's just not factual. And if it's not facts, Ghost don't believe it, and I'm not rocking with it. That's just not what it is. It's like pick a side. Pick a side. You hear how somebody talking about rap, you can learn a lot from rap. So you got two rappers and they beefing. Say you got Drake and Kendrick and they beefing. And you like pick a side. Which side you pick? Pick a side. Because you pick a side don't mean that Kendrick right or don't mean that Drake right about nothing. That's just what side you chose. That's your preference. And from our preference, we get leaders. So President Trump won the pick a side battle this time, but more than likely, if you look at history, a Democrat gonna win the pick a side battle next time. As an American in the middle, I see both sides of the argument. But what I'm saying is you can't say that just from a pick a side standpoint that one side is right or one side is wrong. All Democrats are not bad. That's not true. That's just not true. All Democrats are not bad. That's not true. Yeah, that's exactly what Lori says. Perception is key. It's everything, Miss Lori. Our heads do lie to us all the time, baby. You are 10,000% factual. That's why I like what you be saying, like, because you just be on it. Like, you look at stuff just like I do. It's perception. That's all it is. It don't matter what. Listen, me saying that America needs to remain the superpower in the world. Me asking, would you rather, as a Democrat, have President Trump the leader of the free world or Xi Jinping the leader of the free world? That comes from a perception, like Miss Lori says. My perception of America and my perception that an American leader is better suited due to our laws to lead the free world. That's my whole argument. And that's why I stay on Russia and I stay on Israel, those two conflicts, because my argument is that an American president is better to lead the free world. When people start saying that this about the Democrats or this about the Republicans, I don't get into that. I like some Republicans and I like some Democrats. Democrats fight causes, Brian, that are close to my heart. Democrats fight for the poor. I'm not saying Republicans don't fight for the poor. I'm not saying Ghost personally will reach out to the federal government and they won't answer my call. I believe they would. I really do. That's why I'm cool on President Trump. Because I'm cool on President Trump don't mean nothing. As a politician, him as a man, him as a politician, I'm cool on him. I'll get on that Republican Party in a heartbeat. Because it's not about the Republican Party. It's about America. It's not about the Republican Party. It's about America. President Trump just happens to be a Republican, but he's the leader of America. And that's why Ghost is rocking with him, besides other things. You know what I'm saying? Big President T, you know, I'm going to come to you and get one of them checks real soon. You know what I'm saying? Be calling my girl, my baby, Christy, no, you know what I'm saying? I need one of them checks real soon. Miss Lori asked Brian if he has political experience. Maybe he does. You know what I'm saying? I'm not sure. Maybe he does. Maybe he does. You know what I'm saying? Oh, y'all, I'm sorry. Hold on a second. Hey, y'all, excuse me for just a second, y'all. I got to tend to some business real quick. it's a black guy. It's a black guy. I'm gonna call the police. I see a black guy. I'm about to call the police. It's a black man. Oh my goodness. I see a black guy. I'm calling the police. It's a black man. It's a black man in our neighborhood. I'm calling the police. I'm calling the police. It's a black man. Hey, Miss Lord, did y'all hear that? I hope y'all didn't hear that. Hey, I be out here I be giving people heck, bro. I'm telling you, all the time, I be getting on them. Real talk, I get on them. It ain't nothing they could do, Miss Lori. Real talk, nothing. They be trying though, but you know what I'm saying? They understand if they step a little too far. I'm saying, I'll sue you for just talking to me. Miss Lori, I'll sue him for talking. I sued the city I came from for words. They did issue tickets, but they took all the tickets back. So it's nothing that I could really, you see what I'm saying? But I sue them for running their mouth, though. Your words could be illegal. Your actions illegal. I be getting on them, Miss Lori. What's he saying? Oh, you saying going to a library and reading books? Yeah, maybe so, man. But that doesn't mean. Listen, Brian. Look, I'm a pin that. I'm a pin that. Brian, listen to this. Listen to this, Brian. Just because you go to the and read, like, politics is not like. You know what I'm saying? It's about a decision. It's about a choice. It's about life. You can't just know politics. You got to know history too. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of times history, or I say all the times history repeat itself. So you need to know politics and history at the same time. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, man, just going to the library, reading the books. I mean, you got to have a teacher. You got to have somebody to explain to you or to give you the knowledge. You know what I'm saying? Hey, I'm proposing grow up for a beard. That's too funny. Oh yeah, most definitely, Miss Laura. Yes, you got to. I mean, if you I'm saying it is good to but Miss Laura, I'm saying like a lot of it is news too. A lot of politics is news and how you respond to the news. So if there's a say, God forbid, a new conflict in Africa, say Ethiopia got into a conflict with Zimbabwe. Okay. What I'm saying is that's news. And President Trump gonna respond to that news. Ethiopia today getting into a war with, you know what I'm saying, Egypt. Like that, you could look for the history of that in the history books, but there's nothing in politics you could read in a book about how to respond to a situation. I'm saying to know how to respond to that war with Israel and the Muslims. Listen, I understand the history of that situation. President Trump saying an everlasting peace, Miss Lori, we hope for everlasting peace. The Muslims and the Jews in New York City, they get along without fighting. So what I'm saying, we hope that that can happen, but we don't know that it will be possible. That's what I'm saying. And I'm saying you can't, even though, Miss Laura, you're right, I apply him for making an attempt to learn, but you can't just open up a book and read that. Some of that is about current events as well. No unprovoked. We don't want nobody to get in no conflict. That's just an example. You see what I'm saying? It could be any two nations. So news, like, what I'm saying is, okay, look, Miss Lori, from what Brian is saying, at first, to me, you need to learn history. Before you could get good in politics, you need to know history. You need to know about Look at my boy Colin. What's up, big Colin, baby? That's 8 months. He says, Ghost Nation, y'all like, subscribe, and comment. Good morning, Mr. Colin. Mr. Colin let me know he back up in here, man, for 8 more months. You know what I'm saying? With that membership, man, I appreciate the love. Miss Lori did 6 months yesterday, man. That's all my day ones, man. I appreciate it, baby. I love y'all, man, jumping up in the stream, man. We ain't got nobody in here. Just having a good old time, man. Thank you, Mr. Collin. Ooh, look at Miss Lori. Who she gave it to? Chris? What's up, Chris? Welcome to the channel, man. That's what I'm talking about. That's my people. Y'all remember in February, we had 63 channel memberships added. With Miss Lori gifting one and with Colin gifting, I think Colin returning, I think that's at like 35 in the last 30 days. Y'all remember how I started in that room? In that room, bro. Look at your boy, man, like streaming all over America, man. So I appreciate it, y'all. Next week, we going to big New York City. You know what I'm saying? Gonna be there for a week, man, streaming all different locations across New York, all different locations across New York City, man. So that's what's up, man. I appreciate my people stepping in the stream, boy, showing your boy Big Ghost Rider some love, man. He said only 2 genders. What you mean 2 genders? Look, ask Miss Lori about that. Miss Lori, Brian said only 2 genders. How do you feel about that? How do you feel only about 2 genders? You got to ask a Democrat about that, Brian, because I'm going to be on your side with that. I don't see how you can make a 3rd gender. Oh, yeah, it's plenty of mental illnesses. We need to fight against that. That's like poverty. That's something that we should combat. You can't destroy. Look, you can't sweep away a problem that you helped to create. With all the drugs that they give people, the side effects. I'm not saying that we help create mental illness, but I'm saying poverty. Yeah, there's plenty of rich people daily that help create poverty. Plenty of them that help create poverty. Not just rich people, all kind of people. So poverty, homelessness, mental illness. Listen, as American society, as American people, as American citizen, those problems right there, that's what we need to roll up our sleeves to try to fight. Just like the shutdown. You got to combat that. Some states you go to, they have pretty much, they got a handle on homelessness. They got a handle on drug problems and health care and mental illnesses. So that's like some of our biggest battles and problems, Brian, that we have in our communities, in our societies. You know what I'm saying? It would be great to see that get solved on a local level. But, you know, to regulate that, sometimes you might need the federal government to come in and step in, make sure they're doing a good job. Miss Lori says, Jesus walked with eunuchs. I'm not fighting gender. I'm independent, not Democrat. Miss Lori, I know that. Real talk. I really know that. Listen, Brian, what Miss Lori is telling you is just a different opinion of. And it's always good to see the other side or the other opinion. You know what I'm saying? If somebody just can walk up to you and tell you, and you just believe without knowing or checking, I'm saying, what's your argument? How can you win your argument? There's a lot to that. But I'm saying, like, as an American citizen, or I would say, how would I word this? How would I put this? Your opinion matters a lot, man. It really does. But I'm saying, me being a Christian, like, I'm going to be biased. Like I said, as a Christian, I am completely biased towards it's only 2 genders. But like she said, that Jesus walked with eunuchs. So there's more opinions, or there's more about genders than just mine. And I recognize that, but I don't see how, you know what I'm saying, you can have more than 2 genders. I think what you was born as is what you are. That's my personal opinion. I think if you was born a woman, then you a woman. I think if you were born a man, then you a man. but there's more opinions than mine. My biggest thing with that, like, look, okay, let's just say gay marriage, Brian. You got two gay people, okay? Look, I don't think, if, in my opinion, this is my opinion, I think if you want to be gay, that's up to you. You could do what you want to do with your life. I think that God will support, listen to me, you got to listen closely, because this is above, I don't think surface thing. I think real deep. That God will support someone's free will. Whatever their free will is, I think God will support that. You know why? Because God gave them that free will to choose. Now, if they choose to be gay, right, wrong, or indifferent, who are you to speak on what they doing with their life? Just like they not no one to speak on what you doing with your life. But if they gay, I'm going to just tell them what I believe. I'll just tell them, hey, the Bible said that a marriage is between a man and a woman, and I go about my business. You see what I'm saying? Because I can't control their actions. I understand and realize that. I understand that I have a bias and that they don't have the same bias that I have, and they won't. I understand and realize all of these things, y'all. The same thing applies with the only thing when you talking about a child, okay, when you talk about changing the sex of someone, when you're talking about doing that with a child, you hear Miss Lori? hey, when you talk about doing that with a child, that's my problem. Because to me, you shouldn't be able to do that with a child. You shouldn't be able to tell a child. You shouldn't be able to tell a child, because that child will grow up one day. You see what I'm saying? That's all I'm saying. I'm saying that child's going to grow up one day, and that child might want to. What if the child grows up and say, hey, mommy, I really don't want to be a man. I'm sorry. I really wanted to be a woman again. You see what I'm saying? When you start talking about children, that's different. But if you talking about a man who was born a man and he's 22 and he been waiting for 15 years to be a woman, Miss Lori, so he go have a sex change, you know what I'm saying, after waiting 15 years to be a woman, I'm saying I don't believe in that. I believe it's wrong, but I'm not God. I can't judge them for what they doing. You can't judge them either. I think it's dead wrong trying to be a different sex you weren't born in, but you can't judge them. That's what I'm saying. How can you judge them? What, you gonna take them to court and press charges or put charges on them for changing to be a man? I'm saying, what you gonna do to them? You gonna go put your hands on them and go to jail? It's nothing you could do about it. That's their life. That's their choice. You can't put them in jail. Ain't no court in the world gonna stand for that. You going in that direction, you gonna get slapped backwards. That's what happened with Christians. You go killing abortion doctors, they make abortion legal. You go killing gay people, they gonna protect gay people. You start messing with transgenders, they gonna pass laws to protect them. If we could go back and do this again as Christians, you would do it the way I say. And if you do it the way I say, I don't believe that gay law, there would never be in gay marriage, no laws to be passed. But I'm saying the government started making laws to protect gay people because you killing them. They protecting transgenders because people was killing transgenders. You see what I'm saying? What Miss Lori said, she said God created creatures. Over 1,600 species studied have homosexual habits. You hear Miss Lori? I've heard people say that before. I heard them say that about cats, not cats and dogs, but I heard them say that about other creatures. I know y'all seen two dogs. I don't know if they have the knowledge that this is another male. They have to have some kind of knowledge. But when they get in heat, they get to her, they're going to hump on you. You hear me? You hear me? So I'm not saying that, like, listen, y'all, a fundamental argument. I feel like that a man, and I think God would protect his right if he wants to be a woman and have a sex change. I'm saying, Miss Lori, let him do it after he's 21. Or 18, whatever the legal age is, let him do it after he's legally grown. Don't do it to a child. That's what I'm saying. I'm saying fundamentally, God will protect a man's right if he chooses to marry another man. I believe that. I believe God will protect his right. It's his free will. He can choose that if he wants to. If you ask me what I believe, Miss Lori didn't go marry a woman, she married to a man. So if Miss Lori married to a man, she believed like me too. That a man and a woman, if she didn't, why didn't she go marry a woman? Why she married a man? Goes, I'm not attracted to women, I'm just attracted to men. Okay, well, that's my point. But just because Miss Lori is not going to go marry a woman tomorrow doesn't mean she's going to pick on that woman because she married a woman. Because Miss Lori is not going to go marry a woman tomorrow doesn't mean that she's going to judge that one. That's all I'm saying. Miss Lori, I'm a different kind of conservative. I'm a different kind of Christian. I firmly believe in what I believe in, but I don't believe that I'm the one to judge him for being a homosexual. I believe that's God's job. That's what I believe. I don't think there's nobody in the government can judge him for being a homosexual. I don't think the court can do that. They would never would. I don't see them trying to do that. I don't see it happening. Who's going to judge him? God. Let God judge him. You tell me, is he wrong for marrying a gay man? I'm going to tell you what I believe. I'm going to tell you what the Bible say. But I still don't have no authority to judge him. That's all I'm saying. Yeah, Obama married to Michelle. That's what Ivan said. Yeah, I agree with that. 10,000%. Obama married Michelle. He didn't marry no man. It's just the way ghosts think. I just look. Obama married a man. Kamala married a man. Jasmine, I'm not sure if she married, but I know she attracted to men. AOC, I done seen her, the boyfriend she was dating back in the day. I know she attracted to men. I keep going. All these politicians who say it's okay for two men to get married, they all married to the right sex. So that's what I'm saying. You got to look at it like that. AOC don't think, because she not married to a woman, I don't think she attracted to women. She like men. So when Ghost talk about, she understands what I'm saying because she likes the opposite sex too, like the majority of the world. But regardless of where she coming from and where I'm coming from is I don't think that it's right for you to pick on somebody because they want to marry a man. A man want to marry a man. Hey, that's on him. But if you ask me my opinion, I'll give you my opinion. Just like you might support it, that's your opinion. My opinion, God said it's wrong. That's what I'm going to tell you if you ask me. But I'm not going to go pick on them. I'm not going to go say nothing to them. I'm not going to go put my hands on them. I'm not going to fool with them. I'm going to let God judge them. And I'm going to worry about me. I got my own stuff and my own problems to be worried about what somebody else doing. I know I'm a married woman, so I ain't got to worry about that. I ain't got to never answer to God about marrying a man. So why am I so caught up with that? I got my own life to live. If a man want to marry a man, that's on him. I'm not going to do it. And I never have to answer to God for it. So why would I walk around caring about a man with a man? I don't care. It's not right. What I'm supposed to do? Go kill him? That's why they protect gays to this day. Because you going overboard. You need some stuff is just not meant for us to mess with. That's not something for us to mess with. We need to leave that alone. That's what I'm saying. That leads to hatred. Me seeing a race that I don't like and I speak on it, nah, that's hatred. You seeing a gay person and you know they ain't supposed to be with a man, or that's what you think, or that's what you believe, or that's how you feel. But I'm saying anything come out my mouth would be hatred. I remember, bro, I went and worked for Tesla. On the way, I got on the bus and they were moving us from the training facility to
Tesla to the corporate head. And on the way there, it was a transgender. We on the bus, it's 4 seats, just like this car, but the seats facing each other. There was a transgender. It was a full man with an Adam's apple and some hormone pills he done took and a long hair, but it looked like a man though. But he was transitioning to something. And he was sitting right across from me on the bus at Tesla. And I treated him like I treated everyone else. No different. God loves him the same way God loves you. God gonna judge him like God judged me. God ain't gonna just judge him and not judge me because I chose to marry a woman. God gonna judge me too. I'm not the person to judge a transgender. That's not what God called me to do. He just called me to speak the truth. I'm gonna just speak the truth. The truth is that a man and a woman, that's it. But I'm saying though, if you support or if you feel, if I hear AOC say AOC didn't change her sex, AOC not married to a man, you got to realize that she know what you saying. She realizes that her thing is about the government's involvement in that man doing what he doing. What I'm saying, Miss Lori, as a Christian, I couldn't pass a law as a lawmaker to help 2 men get married. I couldn't. What she doing, I'm not going to answer for that. What he doing, I'm not going to have to answer for him. I'm going to have to answer for me. So me, I wouldn't pass a law to help 2 men get married because I feel like I would be contributing to that. But because I'm not a lawmaker and I never run for political office, and I don't believe in 2 men get married, I never have to answer for that. And being that I never have to answer for that, and I never have to judge that, it's not my business. That's how I feel. It's not right. But I'm not a preacher. It's not my job to preach to people about what's not right. The Bible also say if you have sex and you're not married, that's not right too. What, I'm going to go around preaching to people who having sex and not married? That's not what I do. I'm not one of them kind of Christians. I'm not no preacher. But I believe what I believe. But that don't mean that I'm right on everything I'm saying. Just like it don't mean they wrong on everything they saying. The truth is always somewhere in between. Always. And you'll learn that over a period of time of arguing with people and discussing things. The truth is always in between. Okay, Miss Lori's down there talking. She said, God called me to show up for his children. Y'all hear that? You feel me? She says, God is everything or God is nothing. Everything to me. That's 10,000. He everything or he nothing. You believe in him or you don't. He everything to me. He's the universe. He is all of the galaxies and the universes together. He said there's no other God besides me. So if it's more universes than ours, he's got to be all of them. I believe that with my whole heart. But I don't think that God is God. God didn't call me to be talking to no 2 men or about. He didn't call me. He didn't call me to do that. That's not what I'm supposed to be doing. I know that they wrong. I know, just like whenever I smoke this vape, the Bible, I believe that's wrong too. If I could see a scripture about stuff that I'm doing that's wrong, that I still do and know it's wrong, and stuff you see scriptures about that you know is wrong and you still do is wrong. You can't judge yourself, can you? You're not judging your brother, are you? So I'm saying you can't judge that gay person and you saying that gay person, yada, yada, yada. It's not my position to go preach him no sermon. If I cross paths with him, then I'm going to just tell him the truth. And let him decide. Just like somebody crossed paths with me when I was wrong and they told me the truth. And I decided to turn from my wrong and turn towards God like Miss Lori's saying. But it's up to you. It's your decision. It's no man's right or position, regardless of who you are, to try to force someone or try to go offend someone. If you preaching a sermon, that's different. But I'm saying if people over there minding their business, go over there and start preaching, just keep doing that. Oh, you ain't doing that. You preaching the sermon to the people you want to preach to. You're not just preaching sermons. Because if people over there minding their business, you go preach the right person a sermon, you ain't gonna be preaching them no more. No, I promise you. That's what I'm saying. If you in church preaching a sermon, they come to your church. That's what your job is. But I'm saying I'm not gonna go out looking for people to try to do. What for? No, that's crazy. That's not who I am. That's not what I believe. That's not what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna stand on truth. What I know is truth, and what I know is principle. And what I know is truth and principle is two men. God said that a marriage is between a man and a woman. I know that's truth, that's principle. And I know that a man that is born a man is a man. You ain't no woman. You change your sex, you still a man that's changed to a woman. That's facts. That's what I believe. That being said, I won't never say nothing to a transgender unless they prompt me. I'll never say nothing to a gay person unless they prompt me. I promise you that transgender, before you say a word, has heard in America at least 100 times about what he's doing. Got picked on and everything about what he is. I guarantee you that man that's married to a man, before you open your mouth, then heard it 1,000 times. Ghost just able to realize and understand this. And that's why I'll probably be able to help or reach someone before other people will. It's because when it comes to that religious, I know how to carry myself. You know what I'm saying? I know how to wear my Christianity and God on me. It's a lot of people, they look at me like one of God's mighty warriors, real talk. They look at me like that as a good Christian. A lot of people, I'm talking about, go to Texas. A lot of people, they know me like that. But even as a good Christian, I wouldn't harass someone about marrying a man. I think it's weird. I think, why would I be attracted to someone who's got the same everything as me? There's a lot of things I think people do is weird. I think some preachers are weird. I think some churches are weird. I think some Democrats are weird. I think some Republicans are weird. I think I act weird sometimes. I just see truth for what it is. But one thing I do not do, I don't, by the grace of God, harass or pick on no one. I don't believe in that. I'm a civil rights fighter. I believe in civil rights for every human, not American, every human. I believe we should end slavery worldwide. I believe we should end sex slavery worldwide. I believe we should end the molestation of children worldwide. That's what I believe, worldwide. That's what I believe. Rudy said it's not okay. My girl Lori shouting out D. What's up, D? How you doing, fam? Didi says, I believe that anyone hurting others for their own satisfaction is wrong, period. For whatever reason they hurting others is wrong. Didi. Shout out to Miss Lori for putting you in the mix like that. Didi, for whatever they hurting other people is wrong. If they doing it for some kind of sick gratification, if you could watch someone suffer and that brings you gratification, you'll molest a child too. It's your mentality. You'll molest a child too. That's a part of it. The same people who watching poor people struggle and getting some they're the ones on the Epstein list. Tell me I'm wrong. That's why all the Epstein list is a bunch of powerful rich men. If somebody was watching a poor person struggle, who would it be? A poor person, another poor person, or a powerful rich man? And take pleasure out of it. A powerful rich man. And that's all who on the Epstein list. I'm trying to tell you, slavery is slavery. If they're in 2025, if you have a slave, then you have a sex slave too. That's just what I believe. That's how I feel. Facts. If you have a slave, you'll have a sex slave. If you like watching people suffer, you probably will watch a child suffer. Tell me what I'm wrong at. You should get no gratification in another human suffering. That's evilness. You should get no gratification in seeing a man pleasure himself with a child. With anybody under the legal age, 18 or 21, wherever you at or from. I just believe in following the law. If you follow the law, I think you'll be okay. Oh, thank you, Miss Lori. Thank you, Miss Lori. I appreciate it. She says she got to get moving. Miss Lori says she getting up out the chat, man. I'm gonna go ahead and get up out the chat too. You know what I'm saying? We've been streaming for over 2 hours on a Sunday, man. I know people gonna go to church. They need to get to church, or they need to go handle their business, watch football games, whatever you doing this morning. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I tell y'all, I'm a Christian, man. I believe Jesus suffered, bled, and died on the cross for my sins. I went to Jesus and I prayed to him and I asked him to forgive me of my sins. I told him I believe that Jesus' death paid the price, the pardon for my sins. The death of Jesus paid the pardon for my sins. And I believe when I prayed and asked him forgive me, he saved me for all of eternity. And I'm forevermore a Christian. That's what I believe. When I get in situations too big for me, I get on my knees and I pray to God. After I pray, I get up and whatever's going on, I leave it right there. And my faith is in God to handle that. I am thankful for everything, even the small things, the minute things, because I believe that being thankful will just multiply more. Being unthankful, I believe, will take away. That's what I believe. I wake up every single day, and the first thing I say is, this is the day the Lord has made. I will rejoice and be glad in it. Y'all, that's my time. It's Big Ghost Rider. I'm out. Y'all, we on the chase. Every day this week, Monday, Tuesday, and then Thursday and Friday, we live. So Wednesday, our only off day, 7:30 a.m., Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday. We putting in work. We talking topics, news stories. I'm going to do that Ukraine story. And I know that a lot of people, that's not glitzy and that's not catchy, and it's the same talking points and it's yada, yada, but the bullets are still flying. So we need to talk about it. Ghost going to talk about it until the bullets stop flying. I want to see me do a live stream, and then later on that afternoon, same day, the war is over. That's what I want to see. Just like what happened in Israel. Do a live stream, and later on that afternoon, the war is over. The gun, it ain't no more bullets. Think about that. I was saying the bullets need to stop 2 weeks ago, and today it's been 3 days. No more bullets, no more bombs. People, the Muslims going back to Gaza City. Yeah, and we need to do that with Ukraine. We need to keep on with Ukraine until we could we'll talk our way into peace. Talk our way into peace. So we talk about Ukraine tomorrow. We'll do a couple of more. We talking about Kamala on Tuesday. You know what I'm saying? I want to talk about VP Harris. She did that 107 days, that book tour. We're going to talk about VP Harris on Tuesday. Then on Thursday and Friday, we're going to be getting on the domestic issues, the shutout and everything like that. You know what I'm saying? I'm an independent, bro. I think President Trump is cool. I'm cool on President Trump as an independent. I like Democrats too. If you look at my page, you can see that. So I'm going to bring y'all unbiased truth. Any policies that's hurting the American people, I'm going to speak on it. Anything he do that's helping the American people, I'm going to speak on it. And that's what I did today. President Trump, congratulations for peace in Israel. That's coming from Ghost Rider. That's coming from the voice of independence in America and across the world. That's coming from liberals in America and across the world. And that's coming from conservatives in America and across the world. President Trump, congratulations for fixing one of the major problems in the world. Peace in Israel. Everlasting peace in Israel. That's what we after. Man, I see John just jumped in the stream. I hope y'all go back and view all the content, man. I love y'all. Miss Lori, thank you for showing up and participating. My boy Colin, thank you, man. I love every last one of y'all. We added some more channel members. Colin he paid 8 months. My boy, Miss Lori, she paid for someone. So that puts us up to about 35, 36 channel members. Oh, yeah, John, man, I'm finna get out of here, my brother. I appreciate you showing up, John. You show up and you you participate and you show love all the time. But y'all, look, we'll be live 7:30 on Monday, 7:30 on Tuesday, then 7:30 on Thursday, 7:30 on Friday. We're gonna be working through the news, politics, and analysis of all the different situations. I call it the business of America. That's all I care about. I'm not looking for no juicy news story. I'm just wanting to see the American business being handled. That's my time, y'all. I love y'all. I appreciate y'all showing up. I appreciate y'all's participation. If it's the Lord's will, I will see y'all in the morning at 7:30 a.m. Eastern time. Y'all be blessed and have a great rest of your day.